Hi, welcome to Kneppy Invest. Week 3 update in regards to my momentum sentiment portfolio. Not much happened this week, although there were a few announcements from one company, or one announcement for one company, that the company did go into trading halt in regards to that announcement, and I almost bought another company this week. I just held back for one reason only, but I'll be following this company quite closely, and if the share price does pull back to a lower share price than it is now, I might buy in. So let's get stuck into my momentum portfolio, sentiment portfolio. So this is a strategy I've had since about 2013. I've used it here and there during the previous 7 years, but finally this year I decided to develop actually a portfolio that consists of companies that I've bought using this strategy. And at the moment, it's actually going fairly well. And the reason why I'm not surprised about it going fairly well is in the past when I've used this, I've done actually quite well out of it. So my goal is to not only beat the market, but get to almost double returns from the market. So this was an idle week. I almost had the one acquisition of a company. I'll get into that in a second. But otherwise, just that one really interesting announcement from one of those companies, and I'll also get into that. So 0 acquisitions this week. So my last 2 acquisitions were 2 in the previous week, and that was SG Fleet and Mosaic Brands, and thankfully both are going fairly well at the moment. So especially with Mosaic Brands, I'm quite nervous about that company because I believe there is a lot of risk involved in owning that company. So SG Fleet is the one company that did have an announcement this week. So I bought this company sometime last week at $2.17. We've definitely seen the development of upper trend. I probably would have had a better buy-in price around $2 about a month ago or so. But the share price did increase by 8 cents this week. So it's up from $2.17 to $2.31 since I bought it. They did go into trading halt on the 2nd of December. And it was in response to some media speculation about industry consolidation. Funny enough, one of the reasons why I bought into SG Fleet was I believe this industry is ripe for consolidation, and it's just funny that there was some media speculation. I'm not sure what the media speculation was, that there is some rumours that there is talk of consolidation within this industry. So I think those rumours will intensify as we go through the next year or so, and I think the chances of some mergers and acquisitions within this industry are going to be quite high. And ideally, I like to be owning a company that is acquired, not be acquired, or not be the acquirer. Mosaic Brands, so this is probably the company I'm most nervous about holding, but the risk rewards were just there that I decided I'll just take a little bit of a, I won't say punt, because that's, reflecting that I might be gambling, but investing is not gambling. But anyway, so I did buy at 80 cents, and then the share price has gone up to 86 cents, so almost 10% returns. And it does look like the little pullback I did buy in on is the low at around 80 cents, and we're starting to see the share price starting to increase because share price did hit that moving average, that 50-day moving average, and it's starting to go higher again. So hopefully some good news comes out of Mosaic Brands over the next few months, and the share price can go even higher. BlueScope. So BlueScope I bought. So this was the first company I did buy, and that was way back in early August. It was just based off a technical breakout. No real financial news about the company increasing their financial well-being, but we did see 2 announcements about profit upgrades, and those are the sort of announcements I really like to see a company do, because that's an announcement with substance. We did see some really good volume with those profit upgrades, but funnily enough, we did see the share price actually pull back after those profit upgrades, and that would have been good buying times on those pullbacks. So I bought in at $12.34, and current price is $17.49. So almost upwards of, it's over 40% gains, 41% or something. So nearing 50%, which is not bad for a company like BlueScope over about, a 4-month period. So I'm quite happy with the performance of BlueScope. South32, this was a company I was thinking I made a mistake buying. And I've just left that blue line there. So this was trading in a trading range between about $2 and $2.30. And I've just included the top of that range there, that horizontal blue line. You can see the share price touch that blue line numerous times over the past about 4 or 5 months or so. So it's touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 times. The last time it did touch it, the share price immediately pulled back. But you can see on the breakout, so the breakout is when the share price moves through that resistance line. So the top of the trading range is a resistance line. It moved through the top of that resistance on large volume, and that's what you need to see. Yeah, it's for the share price to break through a resistance line is it to go through on really high volume, and we definitely saw that. So the psychology of this is really easy to imagine. Whenever the share price gets to the top of this range or that blue line, you're going to see some people who say, I'm going to sell out at the top of the range and then buy in when the share price gets to $2. So they are range traders. And in this instance, a few days before this breakout, they sold at about $2.28 or so. You can see that share price has just dipped down below that. And then they would have been expecting the share price to get to about $2 over the next week or 2 weeks, then they'll buy back in. So they were sold out, those range traders. And then when it broke through, maybe a fund manager bought in. Those range traders have been really traded out of the market in this instance. And because they've been traded out, there's no one selling as it goes above that range or that price of resistance. And the price just keeps going because there's no resistance to the price going any further higher. So a lot of psychology at play when the share price moves up and down. And South32 over the past 4 months is just proof that psychology plays a massive role. And so I bought this at 223 3 or 4 months ago. They've just been going sideways ever since, and then it's up to $2.61. And most of their gains have been the last 2 or 3 weeks. Costa Group, this is a classic buy because we had a good announcement. The half-year report came in. It was pretty bullish, really good news, and very similar to a company I'll be showing you soon that I haven't bought in. The share price after the announcement kept going up, and I probably timed that a little bit wrong in my buy-in price, but we did see the share price then pull back, but bought in at 360 and current price is 403. So even though I timed it maybe slightly out, I'm still ahead of the curve in this one and up over 10% for Costa Group. So I'm happy with the performance of this company. And there's potential this company might continue running for years. The share price did get as high as $8 in the previous few years. So it has a potential to get that sort of price again in the future. Red River, this was a purely, not purely, but it was a trade based off just momentum, and they did release a quarterly with some good cash flow in it, but I'm a little bit nervous about the management. They do have a history of not really satisfying shareholders. So I was thinking of putting this into my long-term growth portfolio, but I've held back and just maintained it within this portfolio. So I bought this at 22 cents about a month ago or so, and the share price is now at 28.5. So pretty good gains with this company, and this was probably one of the best performers over the last week. Went from 26.5 to 28.5. Doesn't seem like a lot, but because the share price is where it is, any sort of gains like that are going to be quite good, almost 10% in 1 week. Empire Energy, this is a company, share price just going sideways for now. So I did buy in at 36.5 and a bit of weakness just after that big spike, or volume spike in the share price. And share price has been going sideways since then. This was the worst performer of last week. Share price went from 41 cents to 38.5. Not really concerned at the moment because the uptrend is being maintained. But keep a close eye on this one because if I see the share price get below about 35 cents, that would be a bad sign. And Michael Hill, this is another company I bought because of a positive trading update. I waited quite a while actually to buy into this. So I saw the trading update and I just held on, just waited for a good entry. We did see the share price actually increase subsequent days after the trading update, which was always a bullish sign. And ever since that, the share price has been going sideways, which is not bad. My only concern is the low volume. I would like to see some higher volume which would be suggesting that fund managers are starting to buy into the Michael Hill story. So I bought in at 52.5, current price is 53, so it's really gone nowhere since I bought it, but you've got to remain patient in these sort of things. Impatience is sort of the enemy of the investor, because those who are impatient lose out in the long run. So this is the overall week 3 update. So my percentage change in the portfolio has gone from 13.5% to 16%. And the big winners this week were Red River and South 32. Blue Scope also has just been kicking along very well each week. Now, I am a bit cautious because the overall market's doing very well at the moment. And one of the things that really is making me hesitant to buy anymore is the overall exuberance within the market. I think it's been overdone. My other concern is the large increases in the share price or the market over the past 5 or 6 months has been led by retail buying. And typically when you see retail buying leading the market forward, that's a sign that we're at the top of the market. It's always the case when we see just preceding market crashes, retail buyers start really buying into the market. So I'm a bit cautious, but I'm not going to sell out to cash. Because I don't know if that's going to happen. Even if it does happen, it might be a few years. I do know a lot of value investors do go straight to 100% cash and waiting for that crash, and that's when they buy in. I'm not exactly like that. I believe it's good to have a large proportion of your holdings within the market, and if it does crash, that's when you can sell out of some of the companies if you want to. I've also noted on the side there that I have actually had 2 sales. Last week I mentioned Treasury Wine. I did sell out a loss. I held that for 3 days, so that was a $900 loss. But I forgot to mention, I just forgot that I did hold CGL, which is Citadel, and that was a good positive $1,500 gain. And the only reason I sold out of that company is because the company was acquired by another company. And whenever I have a company being acquired by another company that I hold, I always sell out almost straight away. There's not much reward for holding. And in Citadel's case, there was potential the deal could go through, which would see the share price go backwards. So decided to sell out and put my funds to other uses. So this is the company I almost bought in. So I've already done a little video on this company, and they did have a profit upgrade, and we've seen the share price just keep going up after that profit upgrade. So what I'm going to do with this company is I'll just follow this company closely over the next few weeks, similar to like what I did with Michael Hill. And then if I see the share price go towards 37, 38, maybe 40 cents, I might buy in. But otherwise, I'm just going to stay out. I'm not going to chase this company right now. And probably ideally what I should have done is on the day of the announcement, buy in straight away. But sometimes I like just to wait, just to see how the market reacts to it. Yeah, that's all. Maybe that's one thing I can change in the future, is to react a little bit quicker. But I like to just wait and be patient. So that's all for my week 3 update in regards to my momentum sentiment portfolio. Doing very well at the moment, so I'm very happy with it. But mindful that the market overall is doing very well too. So there's some of the reason why I'm doing fairly well for this. But 16% gains when I've only started this portfolio about 4 months ago. That's pretty good for a 4-month return, so I'm very happy. But the big test will be when the market goes down a fair bit, whether those sort of returns can be maintained, or even whether I can still continue beating the market. So that's all for today. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.